Today, we're going to look at the question of what happens if Google just keeps calling you. Google are out to make Google money. Let's just be absolutely honest with that. That's their agenda. And that's always been the case. However, it used to be, back in the day, Google were a lot more amenable towards agencies. They tried to work with agencies and work, in their best interest, so that at the end of the day, you were making the client more money in the right types of ways. And we were, quite focused on what the client's objectives were in terms of revenue, etc. Now it's all about just trying to push spend as much as possible in whatever way we can. Last year, Google had a bit of a rejig in terms of how its system and structure work. And that means that instead of it being one account manager at Google for a whole agency, and so it'd be one point of contact, very easy to manage, instead became quite diluted and they had account managers per client. Now, they can argue this would be a particularly nice way to manage because that particular account manager gets to learn a lot about the business, but at the end of the day, it just created a convoluted and confusing system where it's become basically a merry-go-round of account managers. No one knows exactly how it's supposed to work because it doesn't. And then at the end of the day as well, they keep rotating them, so you never have a clue exactly what's going on with it because your time is spent with endless intro calls. Now, if Google keep calling you for all of these reasons and taking up your time, you've got to basically weigh up in your head how you're going to play the game with it, because you can get some benefits out of speaking directly with a Google manager. You get things like betas, you can get peer set analysis. But what you've got to remember as well is that they are just going to try and take up your time by trying to push broads, push their own agenda, push things which are just going to spend more money. So even if they kind of threaten to take away the support, if that support isn't adding value for you, then you shouldn't be concerned about that.